So, Quinn, I'll be your speaking interviewer for the IELTS simulation test this afternoon. My name is Patrick, and let's start with part 1. Let me get your first set of questions. Since you are very diligent and attentive in class, let's talk about education in detail, specifically university. Okay, first question is, not yet, but what is your plan for university?
My plan for my university is some economic university because I really interesting about business, and I want to be a businesswoman.
What were the main factors that influenced your decision to become a businesswoman in the future?
It depends on actually I like and I interested about some another job, but my favorite job I want most is business, and I think it helped me a lot. It will help me in my it provide me new knowledge, and I really like communicating with some new people, and I think it's my actually I think
You're sure to be a businesswoman. You really want to be like this.
yes.
Okay. And do you plan to study more in the future after university?
It's not in my plan. I think I just learn get read university, and after that I apply for some job in some company, and I work for a long time. I learn more after university is not in my plan now.
Okay. Finally, for part 1, what unique opportunities does a university education provide?
University education provide I think it's provide me experience, and yes, of course, knowledge about future job, and I think it also and I think it's also provide me knowledge about society.
All right, good job. Next, let's move on to part 2. Let me choose the best question for you. Question set. Still food. Since you want to be a businesswoman, having groups and collaborating with other individuals, members of the business, is very essential. So let's talk about collaboration and teamwork. And you have 1 minute to prepare. Afterwards, you may speak for more than 2 minutes. Here's a piece of paper and a pen to take some keywords for your speech. Remember, you have more than 2 minutes to speak, okay? So your question prompt is, please discuss a group project that you worked on with your classmates or friends and discuss what the project was about, who you worked with, and the results. 1 minute to prepare starts now. That is the end of your 1 minute, and I'm going to get the pen. You may use your notes and this question prompt to speak. Okay, please begin now.
I think a group project that I will work on is environment project. I work with some volunteers, and we had the same purpose, is to have the cities green, eco-friendly, and we went to take trash around the city, like in some small lake. And we plant some trees around the city. We take trash on the street where people work there. We plan to make the city more eco-friendly, and I hope it can have the city and the city dwellers have a better life and a real lifestyle.
Very good. Okay, thank you for that. You were able to speak for more than 2 minutes. Good job. Let's move on to part 3. Since you discussed nature and eco-friendly environments, okay, and dwellings, let's discuss more about related features of a city, which is preserving historic buildings. Okay. For part 3, question number 1, in your opinion, what are the benefits of preserving historic buildings in a city or community?
In my opinion, preserving historic building is help have generation have like me then see, and after me generation can learn about Vietnam's historical and know more about history of Vietnam. Secondly, I think preserving historical building also help Vietnam also have foreign friends know more about Vietnam's history, and it can attract more visitors come to Vietnam, and foreign friend also curious about Vietnamese history and want to know more about it. So I think it's good for Vietnamese economic.
And number 2, does preserving historic buildings cost too much?
I think it doesn't cost too much because we government spend just spend money to preserve it, and Vietnamese can also and people can also preserve it with government by like some volunteer spend money to preserve it together with government, and I think is the way to protect Vietnamese building, Vietnamese historical building.
Not only governments, but even private sectors and individuals like volunteer groups. Good job. Finally, Okay. How do you think preserving historic buildings can contribute to the cultural identity of a city or region?
Mm, I think historical building makes some, makes where makes that place famous and popular, and attract more travelers, visitors, and when we talk about that place, we I think it's make the city where it's where the historical buildings placed is
easy to describe, recognizable. Memorable.
Yes, is I
Distinguishable.
is memorable.
Memorable.
Yeah. And that's all.
Very good. Okay. Quick feedback. You are obviously very smart. In class, you can understand what I say, you can answer very well. Okay. In parts 1, 2, and 3 of the speaking this afternoon, you were able to understand all my questions. I didn't need to paraphrase it, you didn't ask me to repeat it. Great. And you were able to answer it with meaningful content, appropriate or suitable information, details, ideas, and knowledge. Those are great points. One thing that we need to work on is dead air. At times, I believe you want to think of the best word to describe something. You cannot do that in the IELTS speaking because the interviewer will not be as patient as myself. What he will do is cut you off and move forward, and it means you will be incoherent even though you have very good ideas. So what you need to do is cut down the thinking time. How do you do that? Think in English, number 1. Number 2, prepare ideas for broader topics. Number 2. Number 3, think of general information and general lexical resource or vocabulary to express your thoughts. And number 4, don't think of words only. Think of phrases. I know you know this because you said earlier that generation after me or something. Yes. The generation before me